Want to create your course on Kajabi but don't know where to start? In this video, I built it completely from scratch, faster than you think. All the links you will need are in the description below. I've sold over $200,000 with my own products and have helped launch others with live webinar launches. I had a photographer who made $5K in his first night during launch. I have another client who made $23,000 in her 7-day cart for the first launch. It was their first time online. So my Kajabi affiliates surpassed, they'll have 1 million in sales on Kajabi. I'll be building a healthy baking course from start to finish. Inside Kajabi, we would go directly to products and go to all products. This is a demo account. I'm going to click on new product, and Kajabi offers online courses, podcasts, community, coaching, newsletter, and downloads as well. For this tutorial, we're going to focus on courses today. We'll click on Get Started, and you have two options. Either go Evergreen, so people can consume your course from anywhere in the world at any time, or live cohorts. This works very well when you haven't launched before, and instead of pre-recording everything, you want to make money first. My first launch, before my 28-day Kajabi trial ended, I made $1,000 with an Evergreen webinar and an Evergreen course, but I only pre-recorded the first module, and I made a weekly drip. So let's go ahead and pick here Evergreen course, and we're going to click next, and we will add a title, and we can add a description if you want. Let's add healthy baking desserts you can actually eat. And now the description. You can see here an AI toggle. If you want AI to, based on the description and name, create the full content. However, I'm going to toggle this off. Click next. And here we can choose our colors. So let me add an accent color for the backgrounds, for example, and the primary color for the buttons. You can add a thumbnail image that will represent your online course. Course thumbnail. Here we go. Save and upload. The thumbnail they will see in their library. It's very important to have a thumbnail. You can use AI. I used AI to build that. And let's select this media, and there we go. Click next. And you have two options for the payment. You can use a free pricing, or you can use a paid. If it's paid, you will have to choose a payment plan. It could be weekly, monthly, yearly, a subscription if you're going to have a membership, or a one-time payment. And when you have a one-time payment, you can also include that customers pay what they want. Maybe you have a minimum price and they can pay whatever they want. And you can pay with Stripe, with PayPal, or with Kajabi Payments, which offers you Apple Pay, Klarna, and Afterpay as well. Let's say we will price this at $47 and click next. We already have our name, our description, and now we're going to build our curriculum. It automatically builds for me a blank module and a lesson. If you want to add more, you can click add on the button, add content, and add more information. For now, let's just start adding our modules here. Module 1, Healthy Baking Foundations, for example. Add a description, and I like to add a thumbnail to every module and lesson because they do appear inside the library of your students. Let's add one thumbnail just for you to know how to add them in one of the modules. I'll select the media and save. Now we already have there our first module. If we preview it, this is how it will look, and all the lessons will be here. This could completely be customized to your brand colors, and we have a first lesson. Let's add here a lesson, and we can also add thumbnails to our lessons. You can add a video if you want to any lesson, an audio, text, HTML code if needed. You can hide or have comments visible. You can include downloads and even automate things based on that lesson. If they saw that lesson, you can grant an offer, for example, or you can send a follow-up email, or you can give them a certificate. If you want to add more models, you have to go back and then click on Add Content. And here you can add a new model if you want. For example, Model 2, your first desserts. In Kajabi, if I click preview, I have to customize the colors or add a background color there. And no lessons have been published. That's why you can see it's empty right now. How do I publish? I have different options. I can just have it published so anyone who purchases today can watch my content or schedule it for a specific date whenever I decide. Or drip. How does drip work? If they purchase today, but your drip is every 7 days, every module will open 7 days after they've purchased. And locked means you will lock it based on a previous lesson. For example, in module 2, I lock it until they have finished one lesson. Since none of them are published, it says no results, but you can publish the lessons and then you would choose which lesson they have to have watched before. Basically, if I click on customize here, I can completely customize the look and feel, the colors, the typography, the fonts in general. If you want to start trialing Kajabi with a 30-day trial, I always have a 30-day trial. If you choose an annual plan for Kajabi with our link, we will build your 10-lesson online course and your full sales funnel. And that will be ready for you to start making money online, because that's where many people start trialing Kajabi and then they don't set up. They start paying and don't do anything. We will build for you. Go ahead with your 30-day trial. You'll get access to my quick start course, access to my group for support, and email me your receipts and I'll provide you a one-on-one strategy session. Inside settings, you can also do some live sessions if you want. You will click on provide live sessions if you want to include also some live calls. The first time I made money with Kajabi in my 28-day trial, I had no camera, I had no confidence, I didn't even know what I was doing. And I made my first $1,000 before I started paying Kajabi in less than 28 days. I'm saying this because I locked myself in a closet with a lavalier mic that I found in my house and a PowerPoint without my face. You don't have to show your face. You can start building your course, going live if you want to gain confidence, but just have a presentation and your voice in the back, and that will be enough to start making money. That's a course inside Kajabi. It's very simple. Now let's focus on sales. To make people pay for this, we need a checkout. So we would go to sales and pricing. If you see that inside courses it says offers, it's because before pricing it was called offers. For me, it made more sense because you can have different offers for one single product. It created automatically an offer when I build the course. And you can see here inside the title that we can basically add the title. I love adding an internal title with the price, because if I have different payment plans, I can know which offer this one is when I'm choosing this checkout on a landing page, for example. You can add a description to this offer and you can bundle different products in one offer. For example, let's say you have a community product or a one-on-one session that you want to sell. You can begin access at a specific date. Maybe they purchased today, but you actually want to provide access on June 15th, and you can restrict access to a specific amount of days as well. For example, you only want to provide this access for 1 year, then you can be specific about this. You can add a thumbnail to that offer as well. And now that we have this built, you already have a link, but we need to do more for this checkout. Let's go to pricing here. And now you can make sure you can change if you want the payment type, add the price, add a custom price. Here, if you want to limit the offer availability as well, you can do this. You can set a quantity. For example, you're only going to sell 10 and then you need to send them to a sold out page, or a time limit because you have open cart for only 7 days. And on that day 7 at 11:59 p.m., you want them to go to an expired page or a wait page for your next cohort, then you can choose a landing page. For that, you have to pre-build these landing pages before. And now the purchase flow. What happens inside the purchase flow? What do you want to happen after someone purchases? The first thing is you want them to watch their library or see a landing page. You can choose a specific landing page and we will build one today. Then I will always like to send the automatic post-purchase email that Kajabi has. However, I love to include an automation that subscribe people to an email sequence, and we will see how to do that as well. If you want to upsell, this is amazing. Here's where the money is. An upsell is like when you go to the movies and they tell you, do you want to upsize your popcorn? And then, for example, in my case, I once went to buy a $497 course from Coach and I ended paying $1,500. Why? Because the upsell had products I wanted even more. That's where you really sell, and that's where you make money. Those back-end products that people don't even know because you're not offering them on your front end store. And you can also include bump offers inside the checkout page. The bump offer is like when you're at the grocery store and you're there paying and you're like, oh, chocolates, I'll get it. It's something that adds value, but it's a lower price than your main product. And if we go back to settings here, the first thing I always love inside here is to notify myself that I made some sales. Add your email to get notified when a purchase is made. You can offer affiliate commissions. You can send checkouts abandonment emails. Enable this as a gift if you want. Add service agreements. Here's the bump offer I mentioned. And you can choose a template. Let's see some templates for the checkouts. These are the new checkouts. And if you want to add more information, like you want their name, their phone number, or any custom fields, you can build them inside the checkouts. Very important, that's only our checkout. We haven't built our sales funnel, but we will build it today. Now, let's go build our sales funnels. Inside Kajabi, to build a sales funnel, we would go to website. Let me make sure I published this to be able to use it on my sales funnel. Now we go to website and we go to landing pages. We are going to click on new landing page and we will start from scratch. Let's get started. And let's put bakery course just for us to identify the landing page. And the first thing you should do when inside a Kajabi landing page or website is click on settings for the style guide. Why? Because this is what will define your colors. Basically, we will have the page background. Here, let's use this same accent color we've used before for all the buttons. Buttons here as well. And we can even use it for the headings. Let's see how that looks. Or maybe brown could be for the headings. The heading, let's make it brownish. And the primary color will be this one. All right. For your fonts, here in the style guide, you can go down to heading fonts and let's choose Playfair, for example. And then let's do the body. Let's use Poppins. Let's click save. And I just want you to see how just with the style guide, everything starts changing with fonts and colors, basically. Now let's go section by section. I'll completely erase this so you have an idea on what we actually need to build. First of all, we can actually add a section that has text and image. Let's use text and image here. And the image, I already saved an image here. Let's use it. And let's change the background colors. I choose my section. I choose here the color. And let's change it to the same background color I have thought of before. And now let's start to customize the copy. Here, let's add desserts you enjoy without guilt, made by you, and a description for this hero section. We can change the color on without guilt, for example. That starts looking different. I'm going to go into this section to the desktop layout, and I want the horizontal alignment to space around. I'll make this block only 4 sections, and I prefer that look and feel. So we can add a call to action here that would go directly to purchase and add, I want to start now. And that will go to our pricing section when we actually have one built, because we're not there yet. And now we already have that. Now we can also add, for example, a does this sound like you section. For that, we can actually use 3 columns or 3 feature cards, it could be, and add some text. This could have an additional title. Let's add a block here and add a title, text. And this text should say, does this sound familiar? For this text to be alone on top, we will have to move it and then on the desktop layout, place this block on its own row. There you can start customizing your copy. I won't keep on customizing every single part of the sales page because then this will be too long, but I just want you to know how to do it so that you can continue. Because if you're watching this, you can start today and start making money immediately, but you have to take action, okay? Let's say we could add a background color there if you want. It could be a darker color than this one, for example. And then we can add their future self. So let's add a call to action, but we could remove the call to action, just a section that they think about their future self if they actually purchase this. Imagine this in a few weeks. Let's remove the call to action. We can use a background, for example, here. Let's add some brownies in the background. There we go. It's too dark. Let's give it more opacity. Then what my students say, we can add some social proof. Let's put here some 3 testimonials. I'm not going to keep customizing the look and feel, just tell you what to add. Then we can go with what they will achieve. And this could be, oh, the social proofs went away. Testimonials again, add, there we go. And now let's add some feature cards for the what you achieve. However, Kajabi also has a curriculum that you can use. For example, if we add the course outline right here, then you will be able to just share the outline there. Let's choose our course, and that's how they can see what's inside. You can choose if they can see all the lessons, all the content, or none of it. If you want to exclude draft content, obviously, but just for you to see how it looks, I included the draft content here. And I would make that smaller because I think that's humongous with the thumbnail and everything there. We go. Let's click save. And then we want to know about you, the expert. People will learn from you, from your experience. Let's use again, image and text. Let's put the image on the left side so it's different from the top one. And let's add your image right here and add your bio. Let's make this only 4 and add some space around each. Awesome. Now let's go for our checkouts. For the checkouts, we need to add a pricing section. It could be a pricing card if you have more than one payment plan, or it could be a pricing option. Let's go with a pricing option, and I'll just remove this text because I won't need it. And your pricing card, then you can completely customize it. For example, everything included, 47, immediate access, and then add your benefits, what's included or what not. And you have 2 options. The buy now call to action, you can change the copy. For example, start my course today. And instead of going to a direct URL, you can send people to a checkouts page or use a pop-up checkout. So here if I choose healthy baking, let's click save. This, we need a background here so that this section needs a background image, I feel. So it could look better. I'll just choose that one again and add a bit of color. Just doing this so you guys see how everything could change when let's align it to the left because it doesn't look aligned. Now let's click save and preview. And I forgot to add let's go to the pricing section on this button. So let's go back so you can see how that works. I click on it, I want to start now, and go to a section on this page that would be the pricing option. Save, and we forgot to add an FAQ section. So let's go back and add here a full section of frequent asked questions. You can customize the look and feel, but that's for you to know how it works. And you can add a final call to action if you want. Let's put here, stop searching for healthy desserts that actually taste good. Learn to make them yourself. You can have, instead of an image, just a color here. So let's make that brown. There we go. I like how it looks. And that was easy. Now, obviously, it will take maybe more time to completely build yours. Just remember, if you use our Kajabi 30-day free trial, all my team will build. You just have to pay your annual plan, send us your receipt, and my team will help you build a 10-lesson course and your sales funnel. We need a thank you page, not only the sales page. Let's preview this for you to see how it works. I want to start now, and now it takes me to my pricing. And when I click start now, it opens the pop-up, right? But when people purchase, what do we want to happen? Send them to a thank you page. For this, I love to go back to my landing page and just duplicate the one I already built. So for example, let's duplicate this one. And now inside this one, let's go to the three dots, edit the details, and change bakery course sales page to the thank you page. And always hide this page from search results. Landing pages, and now let's customize our landing page. Click here on customize on the palette, and we can remove all sections that we will not use or hide them. This is where you remove, you choose a section, click remove, or you can hide them. For example, I go to each of these and just click on hide. And now let's add a new copy here. Instead of this one, let's put welcome baker, your spot is saved, and access my course now. Then send people to a URL that will usually be your library. For example, if we preview my own library, this is the look and feel. It will take you to a login unless you are already inside, but you can customize all of that. We can add their next steps. For example, check your inbox, log into the course, download the shopping list, join a private group, whatever you want. You can use cards for that. But basically, you need a thank you page to send people to after they purchase. How do we connect all of this together? Let's go back to our sales offer inside pricing section and go to the purchase flow. So purchase flow, post-purchase, we want to send them to the thank you page that we just built. And we want to also send people to receive a thank you email. How do we do this? We go to marketing, email campaigns, create a new email campaign that will be a sequence, not a broadcast. A broadcast is a single email where you promote something or share something, but a sequence, you can add more than one email in different days. Let's put here the bakery course post-purchase email sequence and add here. I love to just use a simple template. Where's the simple template? Simple text. I think they changed the order now because I post-purchase bakery create. And on day 0, they receive this immediately. We will create our welcome email. So welcome is the subject. You can add some preview text if you want, and just click on edit your content to build this email. We will keep it simple. Always use your tag, personalized first name. Excited to have you here. There we go. You just took the first step toward baking delicious kitchen. Here's your access to the course. We would have to modify that link, or we can also remove the link and have the button here saying go to a URL and make sure you have your full domain and library there. Add the full domain since this is an email. And access now for the button. Now I'll duplicate the text and complete it with the other. My recommendations start with 101. In under an hour, you'll understand. Any questions, just reply to this email. Let's bake. Laura. Click save. And there it is. Our email, post-purchase email is ready. Why do I prefer an email sequence? Because if now you go to that post sequence, you can add more emails. Add more emails, for example, on 30 day after. Hi, it's been already 30 days. How's it going? And you can even upsell them to a one-on-one call or whatever you want. That's how email sequences work. You would go back to your sales pricing and click on purchase flow and make sure you go to automations, click on if offer is purchased, then subscribe to an email sequence. In Kajabi, we went to marketing, email campaigns, and create an email sequence, right? Here it is. Then we went to our offer and we went to the purchase flow and added that email sequence as an automation. Automation, offer is purchased, subscribe to email sequence. Kajabi is very simple. I love Kajabi. I've been working on Kajabi as one of their top partners already for 5 years. I'm not lying. You can see it here. go to mariataveras.com/Kajabi or the links in the description below. And now you have a 30-day free trial. Their website only gives you 14. We created online courses, we created offers, we created sales funnels. Remember, if you take the annual pricing plan with our affiliate link, you're supporting our business and we will support yours with a setup. Please send me your email receipts, comments below, and then we will let you know how we can help. You bring your expertise, you bring in your copy and information. We build the tech frustration side for you. So you don't have to feel like, I signed up for Kajabi, what's my next step? Let's see the pricing. Kajabi basic plan per month is $179. That allows you to create 5 products. It could be online course, downloads, newsletters, community, 5 products in total, 1 website, 1 community, 2 expert agents, that's coming soon, and 1 backstage pass where basically you will be able to offer live sessions instead of having Calendly and Zoom inside your own courses. If you had an idea for months, for years, this is the moment to launch. And this is the only video you will need. If you want to try Kajabi free for 30 days, the link is in the description below. mariataveras.com/Kajabi. Their website gives you only 14 days. With my link, you get 30. And when you take an annual plan, my team will build for you your 10-lesson course and your full sales funnel. Just send me your receipts and we'll get started. If this video helped you, subscribe. There's more like this coming. I'll see you in the next one.